Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hey, spring is just around the corner. We've had beautiful weather here. When you know it, today, the day I decided to film this video, it's not so beautiful. But spring's just around the corner. We've actually had so many beautiful days. Take a look here. It's mid-March. And the maple tree is blooming. We will have leaves shortly. So blooms are coming out. We've got daffodils. So it's time to do some of those things to get our yard ready for the springtime. And we're going to talk about those things today. Some tips and things we need to start working on. Get our yard and our equipment ready for the beautiful weather and all the work that's going to come. So here we go. Let's take a look at some things we need to think about. Ooh, that's a beautiful lawn. That comes a little later in the season, but look at those tools. Those are some things we need to tend to. And this is the point. This is where we want to get. We want to get to our equipment being able to do something like this later in the season. And all of the warm rains, the beautiful sunshine, that leads to grass like this. And this is where we're at. We need to talk about getting our lawns cleaned up and our tools prepared for the season. Now, the first thing we want to worry about is getting all of the accumulated mess from the storms over the winter. Ice and snow and cold weather bring down the limbs. They accumulate in the yard, and all of the leaves and just trash that accumulates in the yard over the season. We want to get all of that stuff up first. Make sure we get a good look at the lawn and make sure that there's nothing that has fallen that you're unaware of. You're going to want to rake up all the leaves that have accumulated. Even if you raked at the end of the season, the fall season, somehow you always end up with accumulation of leaves, and those will lead to dead spots in your lawn if you leave them. All right, here we are. It's the first cut, getting it cleaned up. See what it looks like. Looks pretty rough. First cut always looks pretty rough. Now I've been getting this sprayed. They've already put down 2 applications on this stuff, I guess trying to get ahead of the weeds and stuff, but there it is. It's been pretty rough. There's a lot to trim out. That first trim of the season's pretty rough. The lawnmower's doing real good. Seems to be doing real good. The Makita, if you see the earlier videos, you'll see my reviews on the Makita. It's done a really good job. It's a 36-volt electric lawnmower. So here we are, getting it all cleaned up. It's that time of year, everybody. Before long, we'll be getting warm rains, and you will run out of opportunities to get it cut in time before it gets out of hand. So now's the time to do it. All right, here it is. Finished it up. First cleanup of the year. Getting things cleaned up, moved around. We'll be ready for next couple weeks. This grass is going to start growing like wildfire, and so we're ready for it. It'll make it much easier for the next cuts. So here it is. Plus it's got everything, all the trash picked up, leaves, everything put away, ready for the spring, ready for the stuff to come. So here it is. Finished up. Doesn't look great, first cut of the year, but it will make it much easier for what we have to do in the future. We got to put some rock back here. We have some shrubs to plant. We have a lot of things to do, so we got to start on it, and we'll be ready for all the beautiful weather to come. Here we go. So you certainly want to get that taken care of. So next, it's a good idea to assess the condition of your lawn. If your grass is looking patchy or uneven, you may want to consider reseeding or patching the bare spots. You should also aerate your lawn to improve drainage, and this allows air and water to flow and nutrients to reach down into the grass roots. Don't forget to trim your trees and shrubs. This will help maintain their shape and encourage new growth. Now, you could have done that earlier in the season. You can certainly still do that now, and be sure to properly dispose of your trimmings. Then next thing we're going to talk about is preparing your yard tools. Now that the yard is prepped, let's get the yard tools ready for spring. We're going to start by inspecting the tools for any damage, and we're going to replace any broken or worn parts, mower blades, pruner shears, rake tines. Sharpen your tools. There's a lot of videos out there that'll show you how to sharpen your tools. Each individual tool has a different way that it needs to be sharpened. That's going to help you get good clean cuts. That's going to be crucial for a good even looking lawn that encourages good growth and not just a bunch of weeds. And also your trees are going to thank you, and your shrubs are going to thank you if their tools are sharpened correctly. Now you're going to want to clean your tools thoroughly. It's going to help remove dirt, sap, and debris that can build up over time. You can use a mild soap and water solution, or you can get specialized tool cleaners. There's all kinds of specialized tool cleaners. Look up each tool individually, and you can find out what kind of cleaning agent you want to use. But generally, you can use mild soapy water for most of these things. Now, you're going to want to lubricate any moving parts, especially on the stuff that you sharpen. You're going to make sure that you lubricate it to protect it so that it doesn't just rust up again. And a lot of these motors and wheels and things, they have places that need to be greased. So depending on what tools you have, you want to make sure that you grease them or oil them, whichever one is appropriate. It's gonna make the tool work much better if you do. And it's time to enjoy the outdoors and watch your yard come back to life. If you follow some of these steps, you'll be on your way to beautiful, productive spring season. And we're going to specifically take a look at sharpening your lawnmower blades. Now, it's so simple to do. Now, most small hardware stores, if you have a local hardware store, not the big box ones, but a local hardware store, a lot of them offer sharpening services. So they'll sharpen your blades, all those blades, chainsaw chains, lawnmower blades. They'll sharpen them for you for a small fee, not much really at all. And usually they're pretty quick about it. So if you just don't want to get into it, or you don't know how, you can just find a local, like an Ace Hardware, one of those local ones. A lot of times they'll offer a sharpening service. Now, sharpening the blades on a regular lawnmower, push mower. We're going to get into that. But before we do, I want to mention gasoline. All your gasoline-powered devices, machines, the gasoline goes bad over the season, and it's hard to get rid of the gasoline. So try to use up all your gasoline and empty out your tanks at the end of the cutting season. And if you do have some left, it's hard to get rid of. So you're going to want to add either an octane boost or a gas conditioner so that you can try to use it somewhere. It's not good to use that stored gas but you also can't get rid of it very easily. So there are some conditioners that you can get and add to that and try to use that fuel. And so then you want to always make sure that you are using the appropriate gas and the appropriate mix for the machine that you're using. If it's a 2-cycle, make sure you're using the correct oil mixture, and make sure that you use the correct conditioner for those machines. And now we're going to get into the sharpening of the lawnmower blades. Now, if you're going to do it at home, I suggest just a simple device like this. This is just a little comb that it just balances the blade so that you can tell which side needs some taken off of it. And what you want to do is you're wanting to put an edge on that blade. And as you're putting the edge on, you're taking metal off. So that makes the blade unbalanced. So you want to put an edge on both sides and then balance it. The only other piece that's required for this system is your drill. It comes with a stone and kind of like a Teflon guide. So you just put the blade against the guide and use your regular battery powered drill. Make sure you have a good battery so that you get the full power of the drill. It's that easy. That's all it's required. I found this to be the easiest way to sharpen the lawnmower blades. So that's all it's required. It's that easy. So with these tips, you can get your yard looking good and have all your machines ready to go for the spring and summer, and that'll give you more time to enjoy the beautiful lawn and the beautiful weather that's to come. So that's going to do it for this episode. Remember, they may do it another way, but that's the way I do it. We'll see you next time.
look at this. So we get a good shot of this thing. Be able to see how this thing works. Very, very primitive, but look how good that works. So that's perfectly balanced. So put this one back over and grab the other one. Alright, let's see where we stand on this one now. Okay, that's way heavier, so let's work on this side quite a bit here. That's still very heavy. That would really give a bad vibration. That would cause a bad vibration. Okay, it's perfectly balanced.